Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself. Oh, and if you don't mind, like, subscribe, comment. And I've got a link tree down below that's got my social media, and it has my Patreon if you want to help out. Thank y'all. I have a question for you guys, and it's something I've been thinking about between the high cost of housing, the fact that you have companies like BlackRock buying up the houses, and just the simple fact of that inflation and way too many costs have driven up the price of housing. Do you, my listeners, think that we should have companies that are providing housing options for their employees? Such as creating dormitories, uh, subsidizing home loans, stuff like that. Do you think that this would be a good way for companies to draw in employees? For that matter, do you know about the fact that companies have done this in the past? It's something to think about, especially with all that's going on in the world today. No, I don't want it to be like what's going on in, say, China, but I think it would be a great way to start alleviating some of the problems out there. But at the same time, I'm looking at all the other issues. So let's discuss this. So, look, years and years and years ago, companies did things to make sure that their workers had housing. If any of you have been around the GE Lighting headquarters, that had originally been like a major research center for lighting and whatnot. But once it got taken over by GE decades ago, they actually helped their employees get houses around the campus. If you take a look at some countries, now it's primarily for migrant workers, they provide dormitories for their workers. And this allows people to come do the work, and when they're done, they can leave. Or this would be a good way to save money for workers. I'm not saying necessarily that it would be an amazing idea, but in this economy, don't you think saving money might be a good thing? Now, look, the price of housing, this is another issue. The price of housing has gotten outrageous. In a lot of places, it is cheaper to buy a home and pay the mortgage than it is to rent. And this is because there are companies such as BlackRock, there are many others, that buy up housing as an investment and raise the money or raise the rent up to the point that they can make a profit, but it kind of hurts the market in the area. Now, I don't know what to do about that. That's into politics, business, and that's something else that we need to work on. But the immediate need is that people need to be able to work a job and be able to know that they have a secure place that they can go lay their head down, that they're not having to stress that if they don't get overtime that they're not going to be hurting. I honestly believe that that is a necessity, and I'm sure you do too. So with the high prices that's going on between inflation, companies buying up housing to for investments and to jack up the rent so that they can make a massive profit, dorms or some kind of situation is where I was thinking that the solution came from. So that's part of the reason why I started thinking about this. Now, look, this is just me asking the question. One of the bad things that would happen if some companies did this is, if, especially for their single employees, what this would do would take out a lot of the housing market in an area. It would the prices to the blow out the prices to the point that it would stop being profitable to rent houses. Um, then you have the situation where companies would probably not want to do this with the way that employees go through companies nowadays. It would create a new dynamic. It would go back to the old dynamic where employees would have to trust the company that they're working for, and companies would have to trust the employees that work for them, so that there wouldn't have this, hey, let's quit every few years to try to get better salary somewhere else. It would change dynamics there. It would change dynamics in the housing market. It would change local economies, sure, but there needs to be a solution to people being able to work, start their careers, and not have to worry about where they lay their head at night. Too often you hear about these people that are sleeping in their cars for a job. Too many times you hear about people just sleeping in their cars, period. Too many people are going homeless. Since the pandemic, I walked the streets just for exercise, but the amount of homeless folks in Virginia Beach area has shot up incredibly since the pandemic ended. Well, during the pandemic and since. I mean, it's kind of scary to see the amount of people that have become homeless in this area. So, what do you think? What do you, my listeners, think would be a possible solution? Is this a solution? That is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get you to think about solutions to problems. This is something that we all have to think about. So, what do you think? This has been Paul, Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Folks, I just want to say thank you for listening. I want to thank you for taking your time. I want to hear what your comments are about what you think on this topic, because your comments are what's important, not necessarily mine. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're conservative. I don't care if you're liberal. I don't care if you're Democrat. I want to hear your opinion on these topics. I want to thank you yet again for listening to my video. Like, subscribe, and all that other hoopla. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.